Imagine if Sony released the Xperia Play today. Not in 2011. Today. Would it still be remembered as a strange experiment? Or would it finally become the gaming phone it was always meant to be? That question came back to me the moment I saw the AYANEO Pocket Play. Not because it looks like the Xperia Play. And not because it's trying to be a smartphone. But because it represents the return of an idea that the gaming industry abandoned more than 15 years ago. An idea that was simply ahead of its time. To understand why, we need to go back to 2011. Back then, smartphones were changing everything. Apple had completely transformed the mobile industry with the iPhone. Android phones were becoming more powerful every year, and suddenly everyone believed that mobile gaming was the future. But there was one problem. Touchscreen controls. No matter how good a game looked, playing it on a sheet of glass never felt as satisfying as pressing real buttons. Sony knew this. After decades of building some of the greatest gaming consoles ever made, they believed they had the answer. The Xperia Play. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary smartphone. Until you slid the screen open. Hidden underneath was a complete gaming controller. A real D-pad. The iconic PlayStation face buttons. Shoulder triggers. And two touch-sensitive analog pads designed to replace traditional thumbsticks. It wasn't just a phone with games installed. It was a phone designed around gaming. Sony even created the PlayStation Certified program, allowing players to purchase and play selected PlayStation classics on the device. For many gamers, it felt like the beginning of something revolutionary. Imagine carrying your phone, your music player, your internet browser and your portable game console, all in a single pocket. Today that sounds normal. In 2011, it sounded like science fiction. So why didn't it work? The easy answer is that the hardware wasn't powerful enough. But that's only part of the story. The real reason is much more interesting. The world simply wasn't ready. Game developers weren't designing games for physical controls. Most Android games were built around tapping and swiping a touchscreen. Supporting dedicated buttons required extra work, and very few developers saw a reason to do it. The PlayStation Certified library also remained surprisingly small. Players expected hundreds of PlayStation games. Instead, they received only a limited collection. Then there was the hardware itself. The processor was impressive for its day, but smartphone technology moved incredibly fast. Within a year, newer phones had brighter displays, faster processors, and better cameras. The Xperia Play suddenly felt old. Battery life also became a challenge. Gaming pushed the hardware to its limits, draining the battery much faster than people expected from a phone they depended on every day. And perhaps the biggest problem of all. The mobile gaming market moved in a completely different direction. Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, Temple Run, Candy Crush. The biggest mobile hits didn't need buttons. They were simple, accessible, and designed for everyone. The Xperia Play was built for gamers. But smartphones were becoming devices for everyone. Eventually Sony shifted its attention toward the PlayStation Vita. The Xperia Play quietly disappeared. Most people forgot it ever existed. And that's where the story should have ended. Except, it didn't. Over the past few years, something unexpected has happened. Portable gaming has exploded. Nintendo proved that players still love dedicated handhelds with the incredible success of the Switch. Valve changed expectations with the Steam Deck. Suddenly people wanted physical controls again. Then another trend appeared. Retro handhelds. Companies like Retroid, AIM, and Burnick, and many others discovered that gamers wanted portable devices focused entirely on playing games. Not making phone calls. Not taking selfies. Just gaming. At the same time, Android quietly evolved into an incredible gaming platform. Modern Snapdragon processors became unbelievably powerful. High refresh rate OLED displays became common. Cloud gaming services matured. game streaming became practical. Emulation reached a level that seemed impossible just a few years earlier. Today, one portable device can comfortably emulate decades of gaming history while also playing modern Android titles. Ironically, this is exactly the future Sony imagined back in 2011. Which brings us back to the present. The AYANEO Pocket Play. When I first saw it, I didn't immediately think about its specifications. I didn't think about benchmark scores. I didn't even think about the price. I thought about the Xperia Play. Because the Pocket Play isn't just another Android handheld. It represents something bigger. It shows that manufacturers once again believe people want gaming-first portable devices. Devices designed around controls instead of touch screens. Devices that prioritize the gaming experience instead of trying to be everything at once. No, the Pocket Play isn't a smartphone. And it isn't trying to replace one. But philosophically, it feels like the next chapter of the same story. It's another attempt to answer a question Sony asked more than 15 years ago. What happens when you build a portable device around gaming instead of forcing gaming onto a phone? Whether the Pocket Play becomes a commercial success almost doesn't matter, because its existence tells us something important. The industry is experimenting again. For years, handhelds started to look the same. The same screens. The same black rectangles. The same specifications. More power. More RAM. Another faster processor. But not necessarily more imagination. Now we're starting to see companies willing to take risks. Different designs. Different ideas. Different philosophies. That's exciting. Because innovation doesn't always begin with the biggest companies. Sometimes it begins with smaller manufacturers willing to revisit ideas everyone else abandoned. And maybe, just maybe, one of those ideas is the gaming phone. Not necessarily a phone that makes calls, but a portable gaming device inspired by everything the Xperia Play tried to become. Who knows? If enough companies continue experimenting, perhaps one day even Sony will look back at the Xperia Play and realize they weren't wrong. They were simply too early. History has a funny way of repeating itself. Ideas that fail often return years later, when technology finally catches up. The Nintendo Switch wasn't the first hybrid console. The Steam Deck wasn't the first portable PC. And the AYANEO Pocket Play certainly isn't the first device to dream about combining mobile technology with serious gaming. That honor belongs to the Xperia Play. A device that dared to imagine a future the rest of the industry couldn't yet see. So maybe the real story isn't about one handheld, or one company, or even one generation of hardware. Maybe it's about an idea that refused to die. An idea that's finally getting a second chance. The return of the gaming phone isn't really the return of a phone at all. It's the return of creativity. And honestly, I think the handheld gaming industry has been waiting for that moment for a very long time. If you enjoyed this journey through gaming history, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel reach more retro gaming fans who love stories like this. And if you're passionate about retro gaming, handheld consoles, gaming history, and the future of portable gaming, be sure to subscribe to miniBIG and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next adventure. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the biggest ideas don't disappear. They simply wait for the world to catch up. I'll see you in the next video.